The golf course, the final group today, DJ and Xander Schauffele, Dustin Johnson with a 5-shot lead at 19 under par. PGA Tour radio coverage of the quest for the PGA Tour's ultimate prize. The FedEx Cup continues with the final round today in Atlanta at the Tour Championship. Here we go.
125 began. 30 will make it here. Only one will be crowned champion. 3 weeks of FedEx Cup playoffs comes down to this. Don't blink. History is made here. The Tour Championship for the FedEx Cup. The PGA Tour's ultimate prize.
Have you dreamt about going to the Players' Championship and seeing the world's best golfers take on iconic TPC Sawgrass? Enter the Golf Breaks by PGA Tour sweepstakes, and that dream could become a reality. Golf Breaks by PGA Tour is offering the chance for 2 people to go to the Players next March, including 3 nights accommodation with Saturday and Sunday passes to the tournament. Enter at theplayers.com/contest. You could be watching the best players in the world at TPC Sawgrass. Enter today at theplayers.com/contest.
Final round of the Tour Championship at Eastlake Golf Club in Atlanta is underway, and Dustin Johnson, Xander Schauffele are our final group. They tee off in about 15 minutes, and despite these recent unsettling times, we've got some really good news for our loyal listeners. Golf Breaks by PGA Tour is running a very cool sweepstakes, offering a chance for 2 people to win a trip to the Players' Championship in March. The winner will receive accommodations for 3 nights in Jacksonville, weekend tickets to the tournament, including access to the Captain's Club VIP hospitality on Sunday, and daily transfers to and from TPC Sawgrass. Now, all you have to do to enter is visit theplayers.com/contest.
Dustin Johnson leads this contest, the Tour Championship, with 1 round to play, just a few minutes away from his tee time, 15 minutes or so, with a 5-shot lead. You know, this is the second season Tour Championship is decided by FedEx Cup starting strokes to decide the FedEx Cup champion at the Tour Championship. One of the other changes made 4 years ago, 2016, was the flip of the front and back nines. This tournament had been ending on that tough, long par 3, which is now number 9. So part of it was to give the opportunity late in the day for things to turn around and have some drama at the end, certainly with a par 5 to finish up. And this week we've had a smattering of eagles at that par 5 18th. Mark McCumber today. It's a back left hole location at that par 5. How much do you think these players, who a lot of them probably need to attack that par 5 coming in to make something happen, how gettable is that today with that setup?
That was a pretty good observation, Earl, because I talked about how hard the setup is on the greens. 8 front hole locations, which I think are the hardest here. 18, that's the easiest hole location on the green because the green slopes from right to left. There's no bunker blocking your way into the green. You can run it in if you have to. I think it's an exciting move. And it's not just the 18th. 14th is the hardest hole, and 15 is the peninsula green. So there's a lot of volatility over the last 4 or 5 holes.
Let's go to the 3rd hole for the week. That's been one of the easier holes, Doug Bell.
Earl, just a moment ago, Tyrrell Hatton hit it to a foot here for his second birdie through 3 holes. He is now to 10 under, but now Rory McIlroy from 142. Front hole location, really tough to get this ball close, particularly as firm as the greens are. And this ball lands past the hole some 25 feet or so. So McIlroy not taking on the front hole location. He'll have to make a putt from behind the hole here at the 3rd, currently at 8 under.
Yeah, anytime you're behind the hole, it's going to be quick for sure, and this one is right on the very front edge of the green. I still think that if you can put it in the fairway today, you're going to be able to attack even the front hole locations, but you will not be able to do that if you find the rough.
Yeah, hitting fairways has been the key all week. Certainly a tough golf course, Bill.
Well, Colin Morikawa starts the day at 12 under par, so 7 back of our leader, Dustin Johnson. Down the right side of the fairway at number 1, 178 for his second shot. And a front left hole location. He wants it to go, and it does land on the front of the green and releases, but wanted to be a little bit closer than that. Yesterday, he hit one of the prettiest, most difficult bunker shots you'll ever want to see. Hold it out for birdie. Let's see if he can make a long putt here on this Monday.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's not nearly as hard as that shot yesterday, Bill. You were talking about it. He was buried in the side of the back bunker with kind of a baseball lie, waist high, and he holed it. Amazing shot.
We'll talk about 18. How about the other par 5 at number 6? Back right hole location, Mackenzie Hughes just hit one to 16 feet and made the eagle. So he's got off to a 4-under start through 6. That's what a lot of these players on the course right now need to make up ground on Dustin Johnson. Seems some birdies are out there on the front 9 as we continue our coverage of the Tour Championship. Final day, final event of the FedEx Cup playoffs on PGA Tour Radio.
Playoffs.
Here we go.
3 weeks to be crowned champion. Action-packed.
Absolutely perfect.
High stakes. Historic moments. It's time to perform or go home.
Don't miss a moment of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Plus, get 1 month free with annual packs. Subscribe now at PGAtour.com/live.
At the green at the par 3/4, Rory McIlroy, middle of the green, putts to a front hole location, so he's putting from behind the hole, 26 feet. There will be movement from his left to right as he putts back up the slope as McIlroy makes contact. Ball starts left, trying to turn right, kind of hanging right. And McIlroy, again, frustrated, just not able to make anything. He'll tap in for par. He remains at 8 under with a par here at 3.
Yep. 8 under par, get above these holes is going to be hard to make birdies because you're going to be in those 8 front hole locations wanting to be short of the hole, but with only a few yards available to stay under the hole. It's going to be a challenge today.
Can anyone break out, get off to a great start, get on a run, and put some early heat on DJ? A power group about to go on the tee, the penultimate pair. It's Justin Thomas and Jon Rahm about to hit tee shots, Doug Bell.
Let's see if JT can land in the short grass, which is paramount here at East Lake Golf Club. That Zoysia fairway is just so perfect. The ball sits like it's teed up. If you go in the rough, the Bermuda grass, right or left, it's a guessing game. The pointing to the right by Justin Thomas after contact. That caroms off a tree and then bounds forward, but still in the rough, and the ball sitting down. That is not where you want to be off the first tee.
Not a good sign. I mean, the first tee shot is so important. The trees pushed it back. If it got in the trees, you would have had nothing. As it is now, out of that rough from the right side, can't get close to the hole. I don't think it's even possible.
Winner of last week's BMW Championship, Jon Rahm. Next, Doug.
Yeah, let's watch this abbreviated backswing and the explosion through the shot for the young Spaniard, Jon Rahm, on the tee. Big dog behind the ball. And the swing. Moving that from left to right, as most of the big hitters do. And that ball will land right center of the fairway. Gets a nice bounce and a rollout. And Jon Rahm in perfect shape out here at number 1.
Boy, if you ever get the chance to watch him play, he very seldom holds on or wishes. Total release of the ball, and it's powerful. And that was a perfect start. That'll build confidence.
Well, the reality for these players, and not just Thomas and Jon Rahm, but everyone on the course, look, you know what your deficit is today, Mark McCumber, and this is it. This is the final day, and you know who you're chasing atop that leaderboard. It's no time to hold back now with 18 to go.
No, there's absolutely nothing to protect. Now, that doesn't mean you try to hit the miraculous shot every time you make a swing. You still got to play, you got to play the way you intended to play. You've got to stick with your game plan. You may take a few more chances. You just hope you're dialed in. It's interesting that from round 2 to 3, Dustin Johnson said he found it. He said right after the tee shot yesterday on 1, he knew he was back in line. And you know what he and his coach found out? He told him he'd gotten too far away from the ball. Remember I told you it was set up? He said to get a little bit closer. He said when he did that, everything clicked. So that's how simple it can be.
First green now. He'll be playing, covering college football and NFL again this fall on Compass Media Networks. Compass Media Networks, Bill Rosinski.
Here at the first green, Colin Morikawa eyeing a birdie putt. He's on the very front of the putting surface. This is a 30-footer. Trying to get to 13 under par, rounds of 71, 65, 67. 3 under yesterday. Got him in the double digits. and starts this up the slope. This has a pretty good looking line to it. He stands up, but it's not going to get there. Just a little off. See if he's going to put a coin on this. And he will. Little cleanup work left for Morikawa for his par at number 1.
It shouldn't be a problem. Even though he came up short, he kept it below the hole. So pretty straightforward short putt for par.
You know, and with just a few minutes until DJ gets on the course, and that final pair was Schauffele, I mentioned the fact that he has been in this position before. 2016 was the FedEx Cup points leader, number 1, entering the Tour Championship. And you'd have to go back to Tiger 2009, his second FedEx Cup, to find a player who led in FedEx Cup points coming into the week to win the Tour Championship. And I know we've gone now for a second straight year to strokes-based scoring, but really that's a spot, Mark, that historically, and now a large sample size, that it's been tough to win the FedEx Cup even when you're the guy in front, heading into the final week.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons that's the case, Earl, you've got, 29 other players who've had great years. Sometimes when you're leading a tournament, going into a regular tournament for 1 week, you may have a few guys that are hot chasing you, but you may have a guy who hasn't been there in a while. All of these guys who were here this week have played good this year. They've been, close to winning tournaments. Many of them have won tournaments. We've got, 7 players here with multiple wins. You've got, the top 4 coming in had all won twice. And Justin Thomas had won 3 times. So they're sharper, they're more on their game, and that's why I think they can run down a guy who's got the lead.
And today, of course, not only is going to decide the Tour champion and the FedEx Cup champion, the Rookie of the Year will be decided likely this weekend. Scotty Scheffler's had a nice week. He's even par right now through a couple. He's at 9 under par. He and Victor Hovland were the 2 rookies in the field. Hovland's 1 under through 7. He's tied for, he's 19th by himself at 5 under. So the PGA Tour Rookie of the Year is likely going to be decided this week. And obviously, PGA Tour Player of the Year, it is still very much up for grabs. And probably is going to come down to what happens today over the next few hours, Mark.
Yeah, everything comes to an end today as far as awards. There's another very prestigious award, in my opinion, the PGA of America's Varden Trophy and the PGA Tour's Byron Nelson Award. That's the lowest adjusted stroke average for the year. No surprise, it's not Dustin Johnson, though. Webb Simpson has got almost a 0.2 of a stroke lead over Bryson DeChambeau. John Rahm's in that hunt, Daniel Berger, and Justin Thomas. That will be decided after today's round.
First hole now again, Doug Bell.
Well, Justin Thomas in the right-hand rough after that wayward tee shot. Just saw his mom, Janny, and she came up to me and she said, "You're walking with us again?" I said, "Yes." She asked, "Did you bring good luck today?" That's pressure when the announcer is supposed to bring good luck. We'll see what happens. The right-hand rough, it's a guessing game for JT from 180 yards. Delivers the swing, and watching this ball fly just short of the green, gets a nice kick up onto the putting surface, and what a shot from the right-hand rough. That's just outside 10 feet for Justin Thomas here at number 1. Good luck so far.
Oh, boy, I feel like my old friend Bob Rosberg. There's no way he can get it close from there, and he absolutely launched it straight up in the air, landed a couple feet over the bunker in the thick rough, and it came out soft. That's as good as you could do if you had 20 other balls.
And now can John Rahm answer, Carney?
I guess Doug did bring some luck. Now, John Rahm from the fairway, 150 yards. He's got about 4 paces from the edge of the green to the flag if he goes right at it. Rahm trying to play this from left to right. This ball working in left to right, lands on the front of the green, then just kind of sticks right there. That'll be below the hole. That'll be outside 10, 12 feet or so, but a pretty good shot. Both these players will have good looks for birdie here at the first.
That's exactly what they needed to do. It wasn't the first tee shot that Justin Thomas preferred, but he made up for it with an incredible recovery shot. And if they can start out with birdies, get a couple under quick, it just makes Dustin Johnson think 5, 4, 3-shot lead. 3-shot lead can evaporate in 1 hole.
And that leader, Dustin Johnson, starting the day in front by 5, will tee off in 60 seconds.
Holding that follow through, also reaching down for the tee. Right side of the fairway hits the rough in the first cut and then scoots left just past DJ. They're both down the right side of the fairway, A-OK.
2 good tee shots there up ahead to the green, Mark Carnival.
John Rahm came up 13 feet short of this middle right hole location here at the first, and this could be a good indicator for Rahm. Missed a bunch of putts on the back 9 yesterday. This is uphill. It's going to turn right to left. You must keep the pace up. Rahm now for birdie to get it to 14 under. Back and through, ball turning right to left, but it broke too much. Didn't hit it firm enough, so it'll be a par here at the first for Jon Rahm. He'll remain at 13 under.
You're right, Carney did not have enough pace, or otherwise he would have made it.
Well, the other guy there with a birdie look trying to cut into his deficit is Justin Thomas, Doug Bell.
Here at number 1, Justin Thomas, after a scintillating second shot out of the rough, has just 10 feet for an opening birdie. Gets himself balanced just right. The stroke sends it on line at the hole and into the bottom. A no-doubter for Justin Thomas. That's what he needed to do. A birdie at 1, and he is 15 under par.
Boy, after that tee shot, a miraculous second shot, and he looked very confident. He looked like a man there on the green who did make over 130 feet of putts yesterday. It's exactly the start he needed.
Well, he made just over 100 for the first couple of rounds, and then 139, like you mentioned yesterday. So the putter, he was worst in the field through 2 rounds, and you could see it warming up yesterday. And that's a streaky player. He can get on runs, and Justin Thomas knocking down that first one. So the lead is cut by a shot now. DJ's going to play in. He's up by 4, Doug Bell.
Well, front left hole location here at number 2, Earl. Just 6 paces on, 4 from the left edge. 177 the number. The wind is coming out of JT's right and sweeping across this fairway. So let's see if he can get somewhere within tweet range and maybe start off with a birdie beginning. There's the waggle, pre-shot waggle, club behind the ball. And the swing. Holding the follow through. Ball flies down towards the green, and now one hops down into that greenside bunker. He's not too happy with that one. So we'll see what happens. He needs to get up and down to stay at 15 under.
Yeah, he's looking skyward as if we didn't guess the wind right. He's got Bones Mackay on his bag, the longtime caddy for Phil Mickelson, certainly about as knowledgeable and experienced as any caddy on tour. But that's what happens with front hole locations. You got bunker left, bunker right. If you're off by 15 feet, you're not on the green.
Both players, too, have been in that right front bunker. Both have got up and down. The left greenside bunker, a little shorter green to work with. That's been the trouble spot, Carney.
No doubt, not much green, as you indicated, left of this hole location. Now Jon Rahm, after the par at the first. Again, 177. If you could place it anywhere, you'd want it just below the hole, maybe about 175 yards, as this one's working from his left. And that finds the bunker as well. So both players off the green here at the second. Could be challenging up and downs.
Yeah, but as mentioned, Carney, by you and Earl, that you can't miss left. Left, there's only a few feet of green to work with, so they do have a lot of green. The big thing will depend on Justin Thomas's ball rolled into the bunker, so we know he doesn't have a buried lie. Hopefully for Jon Rahm, his ball also has found a good lie, because if it buries, certainly it's much more difficult.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of the Tour Championship, the final event of the FedEx Cup playoffs, from historic East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta, Georgia. And as we do at the top and bottom of every hour in our live play-by-play coverage, time now for a leaderboard update presented by Titleist.
Once again, it's a leaderboard full of players trusting Titleist, with 70% of the field relying on the speed, precision, and consistency of the Pro V1 and Pro V1X. Titleist, the #1 ball in golf. Dustin Johnson, the lead cut to 4 after the Justin Thomas birdie at 1. DJ about to play into the first hole. Bill Brzezinski.
From the right side of the fairway, 161 to this front right hole location. Nothing but blue skies today in Atlanta, and that is missed to the green just to the left in the rough, but doesn't settle down. It should be okay. A little miscue there for DJ. He'll chip for birdie here at number 1.
19 under for Dustin Johnson starting the day. Justin Thomas quick pickup at the first, 15 under and solo second. For the 2017 FedEx Cup champion, Thomas now trails by 4. Xander Schauffele alongside DJ, 14 under and 5 back to start the final round. Jon Rahm, par the first. He stays at 13 under. Colin Morikawa, even through 2, still minus 12. Sebastian Munoz, Tyrrell Hatton, Daniel Berger, Sung J M. They're all stacked up 10 and 9 under par. Bill?
Xander Schauffele, 3 yards closer to this first green. Same side of the fairway that DJ was on. And he plays away from 158 yards to this front right hole location. Oh, that's right at it. That is almost jarred. It just landed left, and that's about 6 feet away. That's a great shot by Xander Schauffele. Going to put some heat on DJ here at the first.
They're all trying to put some heat on DJ. We've got a couple players trying to move up the leaderboard at 9 under par. And the biggest name at that total is Rory McIlroy, coming off a really good birdie after a great second shot on his fourth hole of the day. So he's 1 under through 4 at 9 under par. As mentioned by Earl, Sung J.M. just made bogey, so he dropped from 10 to 9. He's in that tie for 9th. And Scotty Scheffler, one of the 2 rookies to make it here to East Lake, is even par through 3, and that puts him at 9 under par, tied for 9th.
Let's head over to Mark Carnevale.
And John Rahm just waiting for some people to stop moving. Motions back to the camera guy, and decent lie in the bunker. And this is one that he's going to want to land short and to the right, and the ball should chase and then work from right to left. I'm not sure you want to take this all the way to the flagstick. Rahm aimed out to the right a little bit. Settles in with the feet. A couple little waggles. One more waggle. Now set to go. Club back. Splash it out. Lands it to the right. Catching the slope. But he carried it a little too far. That's going to sneak in behind the hole. That'll be in the 4 to 5 foot range for John Rahm. It'll be a little downhill. He'll need to make that to stay at 13 under here at second hole.
Yeah, a little bit of a tickler going down the green. You've got to be sure of your line, because if you're not and try to hit it in with speed like he likes to do, you can run that just as far by as you started out.
Justin Thomas also missed right there, Doug.
Justin Thomas digs in that right greenside bunker here at number 2. Does not wear a glove for these pitch shots, bunker shots. Likes to feel the club hit the sand. And the splash out up on the dance floor. Hops once, twice, and now scoots by the hole on the right side. And now curls behind the hole. And that'll be a slick little knee knocker outside 6 feet for Justin Thomas to stay at 15 under.
Well, you're going to have some cute little knee knockers that are slick today for sure. There's no way you can stay below all 8 hole locations that are on the front of the green. And these are the kind of putts, if you expect to make a move, you're going to have to make these. You might be able to miss 1 or 2, but you better make the vast majority if you're going to pick up ground on Dustin Johnson.
Yeah, and JT did on that first hole with a great birdie after an errant tee shot right, so you don't want to give one back early after just picking one up. I mean, Mark, the margin of error for all these players, except for DJ, is small. And Justin Thomas has already made up ground, and Xander Schauffele is about to make birdie, it looks like, at 1, has a close putt. Doug Bell?
Here at 2, Justin Thomas, tough par putt from 7.5 feet downhill, already walking after it. As soon as he made contact, that jetted out to the right. And now Justin Thomas has to be careful. He's a good 3.5 feet past the hole.
Let's go back to 1, Bill.
And Dustin Johnson with the chip shot. He had 38 feet above left of this front right hole location here at the first, and that was not all that good. That came down to the hole and then swung to the right. So he's got some work left here. Xander has 5 feet. I think they're going to, Dustin is going to put a mark on this, and he might be just inside 5, maybe longer than that. We'll see here. Putting a coin on this, but not a great chip shot for DJ here at 1.
Yeah, I do think he is inside of Xander. It looks like it to me. They're both looking at it, and it appears to me that Xander is walking very purposeful, like it's going to be his putt first. So, there could be a 2-shot swing, or there could be a no-shot swing. We'll have to wait and see.
Justin Thomas up ahead, going to drop at least 1, Doug Bell.
Yeah, from 3.5 feet, JT calmly rolls in that bogey putt dead center. So just a bogey, and JT back where he started the day, 14 under par.
Well, X marks the spot inside 5 feet for Xander Schauffele to cut into the deficit. Bill, what a great shot.
Yeah, and let's remember how good he has been. From 5 to 10 feet this week, he's made 14 of 15 putts. And this is a 5-footer. And this would get him to 15 under par. DJ's in the 4-foot range, and that'll be for par. Putter blade behind the ball. Schauffele ready Sends this down to the cup and in. Curled on the left edge, but down it goes. That's a nice birdie to start this final round. He's to 15 under.
Well, would you have expected anything different, even though Justin Thomas gave the birdie back? Both Thomas and Schauffele, two of the closest chasers, birdied the first hole. And I don't think Dustin Johnson expects anybody to back up or lay down. He knows they're going to come after him. And this is a big putt coming up for Dustin Johnson. It's 4 feet, so a little closer than maybe we thought at first. But it's still an important putt that he and his brother will take a real good look at.
Quickly up to 2 in Carney.
And the bunker shot for Jon Rahm was a little closer than I thought as well. Inside 3 feet, Jon Rahm rolled it positively in, so he makes par. He stays at 13 under with a par 2.
Well, this is a big putt early, isn't it? Xander Schauffele gets birdie at 1 to cut the lead to 4. Now DJ, if he misses, that lead's going to be down to 3 quickly, Bill.
Yeah, between 4 and 8 feet this week. He is 9 of 13. Just in that 4-foot range, he's been really solid this week. And this is a big putt to start this first round. Don't see a lot of break in this. Scrambling this week, 12 of 18, and this would be a scramble for par. Sends this to the cup, and that's dead center. That's a 4 on the card for DJ at the first, still 19 under.
And that lead is 4 now for Dustin Johnson and Xander Schauffele. Second, they're heading to 2, the par 3 in 60 seconds.
At East Lake on this championship Monday on the PGA Tour, 177 yards, and Xander Schauffele coming off birdie at number 1 will have the honors. So started the day 5 behind Dustin Johnson, his playing partner. Now it's 4. DJ with an up and down at the first. Flag today is in the very front of the green, 6 up and 4 from the left. And Xander's played this hole very well this week. Got a couple of birdies and a par, so slightly elevated green. And now he backs off here, going back to the bag, changing clubs. There is a little bit of breeze.
All right, I think just to get one of those, favoring a little right. Okay.
Now committed with this club. He did change clubs. There's not much of a breeze. It's in the golfer's face here. Wind coming out of the east today, 6 to 12, but barely moving the flag right now here at the second hole. Schauffele. And the contact. Coming out of the blue skies. Lands just past the flag and will release. Wants that to come back down the hill, but it will not. That's outside 20 feet. Downhill tester for birdie.
That was an outstanding strike. I mean, and it landed maybe 6 feet behind the hole to release to probably in the 20-foot range. That's how hard front hole locations are. I mean, it's only 6 paces on, and you don't want to land it in the fairway, Bill.
No, not on a par 3. I've done that a few times. I've hit it way offline on par 3s. 7-iron, that's the DJ's selection of club here. 177 at the second, right below the hole, then kicks up. That took a nice bounce. And that's going to rest maybe 15 feet. So Schauffele will putt first. Both players will have downhill breakers for birdie here at 2.
Outstanding tee shot. That was a high cut 7-iron that landed just in the front of the green and still released probably outside of 10 feet. That just shows you how much the course is changing. Mark Carnevale said it in our opening. The greens are drying out. It's firming up, and you can see it in the way the balls are received on the greens.
Let's go up ahead to the third and Mark Carnevale right now.
In the third, a little downhill par 4, playing 381 with a front hole location today. Both players in the penultimate group, irons off the tee. Justin Thomas down the left-hand side, he'll have 142. And down the right-hand side, Jon Rahm will have 132. Let's go up to the green and Doug Bell.
Here at number 3, Collin Morikawa hit one of those Collin Morikawa type approaches to 5 feet. Iron play is absolutely superb. Now trying to cash in with his first birdie of the day. Doesn't move much, aiming outside left, downhill. Morikawa with a putter behind the ball, and the stroke sends it up at the hole and into the bottom. So Collin Morikawa, he moves to 13 under with a birdie at 3.
I'll tell you what, Dustin Johnson has to keep the pedal to the metal. Would love to make a birdie on the second hole for that great shot. But you have got 4 players right behind him, and all of them are multiple winners this year. One is the PGA champion, and they're coming after him.
Yeah, I think early we found out if DJ falls today, there's a lot of players there waiting to catch him. Justin Thomas got the early birdie, did give it back with a bogey at 2, but Xander Schauffele picks one up. Now Morikawa, who moves into a tie for 4th with Jon Rahm at 13 under par. And for Schauffele, Now, he's going to have 25 feet or so. That birdie at 1, we talked about the comebacks. He's had them every time he's won on the PGA Tour, all 4 of his wins. His scoring average in those final rounds of 4 wins, 64.25. So he's trying to do much of the same today.
Yeah, Doug, this shot made it a little tougher because this ball is in a sanded divot.
Smack dab in the middle of a divot, left side of the fairway. Bad luck for Justin Thomas, but we'll see if he can hit down in this thing from 146. A lot of sand came splashing up on that one. High to the air, now down on the green, right at the hole, bounces just past. And now the slope takes a little bit away from the hole, but that's an excellent play out of the divot, just outside 10 feet for Justin Thomas. Wow.
Yeah, that really was, Doug. You know, if you're going to be in a divot, that was one of the best in a divot lies I've ever seen. It was in the back of it. The sand divot was level to the grass, but still he had to make perfect contact.
Now, Justin Thomas apparently very early on the attack, Mark Carnevale.
Well, John Rahm needs to get on the attack. 132 from the right side of the fairway. Getting that front hole location just 5 paces on. You'd like to land this just short of the flagstick and then let it grab. As Rahm makes contact, this one comes out a little flighted down. That lands right on line, rolls up just past the hole on the right, and that's beautiful. That's inside 4 feet for John Rahm. He's on fire. He's got a chance to go to 14 under here at the 3rd.
Carney, I don't bet, but I will wager you that he's going to make that. I mean, that is really close. These guys are coming out firing.
Let's go to Bill at 2.
Well, Xander Schauffele has a birdie try. He birdied the first. Let's see if he can get this one to fall here at 2. This is a tester downhill, all about the speed from 25 feet away. Just taps the ball. Down it comes, inside 10 feet, getting closer, crawling to the cup. And he just didn't hit it hard enough. That's a couple of feet away. He's going to put a mark on this. DJ will putt next, so Schauffele will have a little bit of work left for a par.
I would love to know what these greens are stimping at. The stimp meter is a gauge they use to tell how fast the ball's rolling out. They started the week at 12. It's got to be 13 and a half today because the balls for the first time are really rolling out. As you can see Xander there, he had a very good putt, but you've got to be defensive. You can't really get the ball rolling with any authority.
Mark, I would say they're probably stimping at Tour Championship speeds today for the final round. And Xander had the right line there. Just, you got to be so cautious from 25 feet above the hole, and he was. So he's going to have to settle for a likely par there. Still not in yet. DJ above the hole, a little bit more to the right, so a little different angle for him. This just inside 15 feet for Dustin Johnson after he followed Schauffele's shot with a better one.
Yeah, and he and his brother stick to the same routine. They look at it from everywhere. His brother does that aiming point. But I'll tell you what, this is going to be very fast, too. It might break a little bit from right to left. And even though he would love to pour this in, he's got to be very careful, Bill, that he doesn't let this get away from him.
Well, he got a good look. He was watching Xander's putt, and Xander just tapped it and got it to a couple of feet from 25 feet. This little different angle. Maybe a little above right here. 13-footer for birdie for Dustin Johnson here at number 2. He gives that a little tap. Out to the right, turning left. Nice pace and misses on the right side. And that rolls out. That might be 3 feet. So he'll have that comebacker to remain even today and minus 19.
Let's go up ahead. Justin Thomas, eyeing 1. Doug Bell.
After an excellent approach out of a divot from the fairway, Justin Thomas has 9 feet for bounce back birdie. Fast putt that will turn from his right to left. Putter behind the ball. The stroke. Ball goes down at the hole, and again dead center for Justin Thomas. So bounce back birdie, and he is back to 15 under par.
That's what you've got to do. You got to make up if you make a mistake, which he did on 2. And I was watching for his head position. He absolutely locked in. That ball was 4 or 5 feet off the putter before he turned his head to look where it was going. And that shows he's committed just to the process, not worrying about the results.
Yeah, well, here they come, DJ. And Rahm next from short distance, Carney.
Just 2 feet away, and it's a birdie's a birdie. It doesn't matter how far it is, but this, even though it's only 2 feet, it'll build his confidence. Not much in this at all as that finds the bottom of the cup. So both players birdie here at the 3rd. Rahm moves to 14 under.
Well, I can't help but to look at the scoreboard and see the guys chasing Dustin Johnson. They are all under par. You know, Rahm, Morikawa, Schauffele, Thomas, they're doing what they got to do. Quick starts.
Yeah, all the players you mentioned, all picking up shots on DJ. The lead is 4 right now over Justin Thomas, Xander Schauffele. Early on a Monday, a Labor Day finish today as PGA Tour radio coverage from East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta continues. The FedEx Cup playoff finale at the Tour Championship.
One hop, hits the stick down at the bottom, actually went down into the hole and somehow spun out. I mean, he wound up 2 inches left of the cup, and he had a huge smile on his face and still is talking to his caddy, J.J. Jakovich. Cannot believe that ball didn't go down. Just a par for Morikawa. He stays 13 under.
Yeah, it's still good to make par when you miss a green, and that's what you've got to do today.
He almost did it again. I mean, you know, the kid is amazing, and he pulls off those almost impossible shots. Had that hole out from a buried lie yesterday, and he's doing what he's been doing, and you know, he's one of those picking up shots early. So the top 5 of really these players all in the mix to start the day. They have all made up some ground on Dustin Johnson, who's made a couple of pars, 19 under, and off the tee at 3. He's in good shape, right side of the fairway. Xander Schauffele, maybe in the first cut of rough, a little bit further tee shot. That par 4 playing 381 today, probably intermediate cut for Schauffele, Bill.
Yeah, DJ's first, 135 to that front left hole location. Xander will have 126. Johnson playing away, way up into the air. Takes it over the flag, and that will release and keep running further away. Not too bad. He's going to have a birdie putt, and that's in the 20-foot range there. Not too bad a shot for DJ with these front hole locations.
No, that's a smart shot. He does have the lead. He doesn't have to press the issue as much as others. Now, if the tide happens that these guys chasing keep making birdies, he may have to press it a little bit. But I think he's really trying to press it, Bill. I don't think he's trying to lay back at all.
Xander Schauffele getting some
I like 22.
final thoughts from his caddy. 126 is what ShotLink has. It looks like they're trying to hit a little bit shorter. Heard 122 there, Bill?
Yeah, 122, and ShotLink saying 126. So hit it a little bit short, let it bounce up. And obviously coming out of the first cut, that would be the case. Plays away. And that lands on the front of the green. That's a nice shot. Xander Schauffele doing what you're going to do. That is inside 5 feet. My goodness, what a play out of the left. First cut. Schauffele with a great chance to pick up another shot here at 3.
I can't tell you how impressed I am how finely tuned these guys are chasing. That ball landed at the 122, just on the front fringe, and just trickled down to the hole. A beautiful shot.
Played exactly the shot that he wanted, and Xander Schauffele has a really good chance to cut the lead to 3 early, Doug Bell.
Justin Thomas, right side of the fairway here at number 4, 187 yards. Uphill shot, has a 6-iron in his hand. Front left hole location, of course, these deep cavernous bunkers guard the front right and left of this green. Justin lets it rip up into that gorgeous blue sky, and down it comes, middle of the green, and takes a huge hop and rolls out. And he'll have a long one. That's outside 30 feet for Justin Thomas. Birdie tried nonetheless, trying to get to 16 under par.
Yeah, it's a challenging hole. I mean, it's 474 yards, plays slightly uphill, so it's an okay shot by Justin Thomas. You're not going to hit them all 4 or 5 feet.
Left of the fairway in one of those bunkers, John Rahm, Mark Carnevale.
And just has to make sure he makes contact with the golf ball first. That lip, well, he's back from it a little bit. Easy to get that ball right into the face of that bunker. And that's exactly what happened. Caught the lip, and it rolled right to back where he was standing. I can't tell if it got back into his footprints, but Mark, you just got to make sure you get the ball out of there no matter what. And John Rahm didn't accomplish that.
Oh, Carney, I mean, you must have felt it coming. It landed right where the grass and the sand meet. It's like it hit a backstop. It's not in the footprints. That's the good news. But he's got the same shot all over again. This is important here. He's got to be smart here again, Carney.
And a lot of times, I mean, obviously he wants to be aggressive, but that may not have been the time. Now, playing his third from just about the same distance. Again, you have to make sure you contact the ball first with a pretty severe descending blow. Sand flies up. This one comes out. We'll see where this ends up. And this comes up short of the green. Really, quite frankly, that was really the play the first time. That's about 20 yards short of the green. He'll have a somewhat of a decent angle to try to get it up and down, but he'll need to get it up and down for bogey. Rahm currently at 14 under.
Well, Mark, he changed clubs. He went to a more lofted club. I mean, you learn your lesson there, but a little too late for Rahm, who's going to have to get up and down to, avoid falling further behind now.
Yeah, I can see how that happens, though. As aggressive and as good as he is, he was trying to hit the perfect shot, and maybe he just tried to bite off too much, and it's going to cost him here. Now he's got to work hard to make bogey.
Yeah, to make a bogey. Up and down is going to be for a bogey. Wow, just a big mistake. And, you guys, those situations. Carney called it. That was the one mistake from there you just can't make. And Jon Rahm did, Mark.
Yeah, we move up to the sixth. Second shot for Rory McIlroy out of the fairway on this par 5. Big uphill shot. Ball's high in the air, working from right to left. It lands on the middle of the green, and it works back now, feeding to the right below the hole in the 20-foot range. That's for eagle. Wow, we're seeing some great play. That would take Rory McIlroy to 11 under par if he could make that.
Yeah, solid start today. One birdie early, and that's a great look for McIlroy to get to double digits. He can get on a run, too. I mean, the reigning FedEx Cup champion, he's not ready to loosen his grip of that FedEx Cup just yet, is he, on a Monday?
No, what it's telling me is there's a lot of guys tuned in today, and they're taking advantage of the golf course. Webb Simpson's also 3 under after 7 to get to 10 under.
Let's go back to Bill at 3.
Third green. Dustin Johnson, our leader, 18 feet downhill for birdie. Putting through his shadow, Xander Schauffele in tight 4 feet away. Down the slope it goes. Needs to pick up some pace and drops in the front door. Wow. Right down in the middle. Dustin Johnson, that's a big putt. That gets him to 20 under.
Gosh, sometimes I think we might use the term huge, big putt, a momentum builder, but they're all true. I mean, that is gigantic because he knows that Schauffele is most likely going to make this birdie putt. You're sending a statement to the guy you're playing with. You know what? Keep making birdies. You're still not going to catch me.
Well, for guys like Jon Rahm trying to catch him, that makes it even tougher now, Carney.
Well, the challenge is he's got to land this just over the edge of the bunker, and there's a downslope there, so judging this could be pretty challenging. Oh, this is really hard. Lands just shy of the hole, but he had plenty of spin on it. It's not a bad play. That'll be 5 feet, but it'll be downhill for bogey for Jon Rahm just to drop one shot here at the fourth, currently at 14 under.
Carney, your explanation was good. It would be on a downslope if you landed it short, but he landed it all the way past the hole. Pretty clever play, making sure that he spun it. That takes a lot of talent to catch the ball that cleanly.
Third hole back to Bill Brzezinski.
Well, here at the third green, Xander Schauffele now 4 feet. And this for birdie. Straight in putt, well done. He's 2 under after his first 3 to 16 under, but DJ's birdie keeps him in the lead by 4, 20 under.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of the Tour Championship, the final event of the FedEx Cup playoffs, from historic East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta, Georgia. And as we do at the top and bottom of every hour in our live play-by-play coverage, time now for a leaderboard update brought to you by MasterCard. Tap and go with your MasterCard, the simple, secure way to pay.
Some of the players up ahead, some of the top players in golf putting a little heat on DJ early in a Monday, but he responded moments ago at 3.
18 feet downhill for birdie. Down the slope it goes. Needs to pick up some pace and drops in the front door. Wow. Right down in the middle. Dustin Johnson, that's a big putt. That gets him to 20 under.
So a 4-shot lead again over Xander Schauffele, who's minus 16 solo second. Justin Thomas making a couple early. He's got another look, Doug Bell.
Here at number 4, Justin Thomas has 29 feet for birdie. This would move him to 16 under par. It's a downhill right to left swinger. There's probably 25, 30 people from the neighborhood leaned up against the fence just 15 feet behind this green complex. JT Stroke sends the birdie try on the way down the hill, making the move to the left and into the bottom of the hole. Justin Thomas has birdied 3 of his first 4, and he is 16 under par.
Has not made a par yet. 3 birdies and a bogey. Justin Thomas moves back within 4. He and Xander Schauffele tied for second now, 16 under. Jon Rahm currently at 14 under, but he's got problems, going to drop at least one at the fourth hole. 13 under, Colin Morikawa, who's 1 under through 4. And then Tyrrell Hatton, the only player, minus 11. That's solo 6th.
Yeah, Webb Simpson's doing a good job trying to win the Varden Trophy and the Byron Nelson Award for low stroke average of the year. He's leading going into the last round of the season, and he's 3 under par through 7 holes, climbing up to 10 under par, tied for 7th, along with Rory McIlroy, who did not make that eagle on 6, but did make a 2-putt birdie. He's also at 10 under par. Patrick Reed making a move today, 3 under par through his first 10. That's gotten to a solo 13th at 9 under par. Doug?
The Corn Ferry Tour visited Panther Creek Country Club in Springfield, Illinois last week for the 5th annual Lincoln Land Championship presented by LRS. And yesterday, 29-year-old Brett Druitt of Australia won for the first time in 116 starts. Next up on the path to the PGA Tour is the Evans Scholars Invitational beginning Thursday just outside Chicago. While on PGA Tour Champions, the chase for the Charles Schwab Cup visits Sioux Falls, South Dakota for the Sanford International beginning on Friday.
Well, with Dustin Johnson now stretching the lead at 20 under, this is a huge bogey make coming up for Jon Rahm. Really needs it, Carney.
Yeah, big early putt for Jon Rahm here at the par 4 fourth. It's 4 feet downhill. It's for bogey, but if he can make this, I think he'll be okay. If he misses it, that will be a tough task. Rahm now spreads the feet, ball middle of his stance. Draws the putter back, ball down the slope, and he missed it. He missed it after the good fourth shot. Jon Rahm misses the bogey putt. It'll be a double bogey here at 4 for Jon Rahm. That'll drop him back to 12 under.
Boy, nothing is impossible. I have to reflect back to the Billy Casper comeback on Arnold Palmer and Casper win at the Olympic Club from way back seemed to be hopeless. But Jon Rahm now with that double, the mistake out of the fairway bunker, he drops 8 shots behind Dustin Johnson.
I mean, that's almost unrecoverable there for him. You lose 3 in that 2-hole stretch with DJ making the birdie putt behind you, and then the mistake out of the bunker, can't get it out, and dropping 2. My goodness, Jon Rahm, a lot of damage done there, Doug Bell.
Here in the 5th green, Colin Morikawa has another birdie opportunity. This one 21 feet away, putting through his shadow. It is uphill. It'll turn left to right and then back the other direction as it gets closer to the hole. Double breaker. And the stroke from Morikawa sends it on the path, making that turn and right up by the hole, and will not go in. It did kiss that left edge of the cup, and he walks right up and will knock it in. So Colin Morikawa, 1 birdie, the rest pars, stays at 13 under through 5 holes.
Oh, boy, Justin Thomas just hit a very poor offline tee shot on the 5th hole, and he's hanging his head in dejection as it finds the deep rough on the left side of the fairway. We'll have to wait and see if he has a clear shot to this hole location. But the good news is, if you're looking for good news, the hole is on the right edge of the green, so he may have an angle and some green to work with. This is one of those hole locations. It's not on the front of the green. It's 21 yards on. We'll have to wait and see if he can recover from there.
To the 4th hole, Bill Brzezinski.
And 2 balls off the tee in the fairway here at the par 4 that's playing 474 yards. Xander Schauffele will have 185 yards. Dustin Johnson, 172. DJ is 20 under. Schauffele minus 16. DJ 3 for 3 in the early going and fairways hit.
I think that's the case statistic. If Dustin Johnson keeps hitting fairways, he's going to make more birdies. It's just all there is to it. And the 2 par 5s for him, if he reaches the fairway, are reachable with irons. So even though we've seen great starts by the chasers, Thomas and Schauffele are both 2 under, and Colin Morikawa is 1 under, he's still the guy that's in the driver's seat. He's still up by 4.
Well, what a big putt, too, for him. And he's, with all the things he's done well, the putter has really been a key for DJ in this run through the FedEx Cup playoffs, Bill.
Hole located early here at the 4th. It's front left. Schauffele will play first.
211 back there. Yeah. Getting that there. So just hit a good full one of those.
That's Austin Kaiser, his caddy, with some words of wisdom. And now from the right edge of the fairway, 185. Hole's located 11 up and 8 from the left. He's off to a good start. Birdied 2 of his first 3. Holding the follow through. This is an uphill shot for the second. Oh, that missed it left. It hangs on the collar. It's hole high left. That was very close to being a really good shot. Just a little tug there.
I'll tell you, the two-edged sword there is, it was very close to being a good shot, but it was also very close to getting in the bunker. And he's short-sighted himself. It'll be a quick little chip or putt, whatever he does there, Bill.
DJ 7-iron from 172. Front left hole location. He's staring at this one as well. And he's staring at it because it's going to land hole high right. And we've got some fans along the fence line here. Doug Bell told you about those folks. He's going to have about 10-footer. That'll be for back-to-back birdies. DJ is 20 under.
What we've seen out of DJ over the last 4 weeks, what we're seeing today, and we saw yesterday, we didn't see it in the second round. He is a player who's absolutely dialed in. Everything is working fine, and he's also thinking brilliantly. That's a hard combination to beat. It was a beautiful shot, and he favored the fat of the green again. Didn't take any chance of double crossing and making a mistake on the short side. If he does that all day, these guys are going to have to continue to play flawless golf to catch him.
Yeah, it's like, DJ, what's working so well for you? Everything. I mean, basically that's it. Mark, and even like I mentioned, the putter has been great too. So you add all this, the dominating distance. He's dialed in with the irons, and he's making a bunch of putts, which is why he's been on this run the last month or so.
Yeah, and I got to add one more thing to that mix. It's hard to play 4 rounds without having a little bit of a challenge. He had the challenge in day 2 when he only hit 2 fairways. You know, the 2 fairways, Earl, matched his all-time stat worst driving day for fairways hit. He tied his worst stat ever, was able to make an adjustment, moved a little closer to the ball. His coach noticed that, and now he's back perfectly tuned in.
Let's go to Doug Bell.
Earl, Justin Thomas put his drive in the left-hand rough here at number 5, this 444-yard par 4. And the lie is okay. Yesterday he was much farther left underneath those trees, was absolutely in jail. So I think he'll take this. It's 140 front, then plus 20. This tilted green back to front, hole cut in the back right-hand corner. Justin with a swing. And watches this ball bounce short of the green, then takes a big trampoline bounce onto the putting surface, and he played for that coming out of the rough. It rolls up there quite nicely, just outside 20 feet. Birdie chance for Justin Thomas to get to 17 under.
Oh, that's a champion right there, taking advantage of what I would call a bit of a break, that in this Bermuda rough it wasn't sitting down, but there's still a lot of educated guessing. You've got to guess the lie, use all those years of experience, and he did it beautifully.
And now John Rahm looking for the big bounce back after those 2 drop shots, Carney.
And it's not normally a good idea for a player to sit there and say, well, I got to make birdie. John Rahm has to make birdie here. I mean, I got to figure he's got to walk off 6, 2 under for 5 and 6. Otherwise, it's just going to be too tough a task. Now from 103, this flighted down a little bit. This turning right to left, right at the flag, takes a hop short of it and then stops next to it inside 4 feet. That's a really good shot for John Rahm. Chance for a bounce-back birdie here at 5. Rahm currently at 12 under.
I would expect nothing different. He is a tenacious competitor, one of the best competitors for a young player on the tour. Of course, all these guys are young, and they're all competing great against Dustin Johnson, but he's going to claw and fight back, and he doesn't think he's out of it. But from now on in, he better play, he's got to play 7, 8 under from here to have a chance.
To Bill Rosinski back at 4.
Just off the green on the collar, flat stick for Xander Schauffele. Birdie tried downhill, 24-footer out to the left, and he's to turn right, starting to make that turn, getting closer to the hole, but he started walking. That ball came up short, just didn't have enough to get it there. I think he's going to mark here. Oh no, he's going to put the ball back down and finish up. DJ, meanwhile, will have a putt for birdie from 13 feet, so he should be able to knock this in and stay 16 under.
Which means Dustin Johnson's got a chance to extend the lead back to 5 in 60 seconds.
Results for missing the fairway.
Par 5 at 6, huge today. Colin Morikawa, good drive, just inside 250 in a back hole location.
The right line if it carries.
Yep. Not happy with it. Will it get enough? They said they got the line. Oh, yeah. Carries onto the green. It takes a big hop forward. That's a back hole location. That's going to trickle left side of the green. It's outside 50 feet. But Morikawa on in 2 at the par 5. He's 13 under. Carney.
After the really good approach here at the 5th for John Rahm, inside 4 feet. this to get back to 13 under. Back and through and right in. Nice bounce back for Jon Rahm. The birdie here at 5 takes him back to 13 under.
I'm not surprised at all to see that, but that's one of the reasons why you can't take quite the aggressive chance he tried on 4. Bogey wouldn't have hurt as bad, but still, good bounce back.
And Dustin Johnson, solid start today. He's hitting a bunch of fairways, made a birdie. A good one at the 3rd to keep his distance right now. 20 under and a 4-shot lead as we continue PGA Tour radio coverage from the final event of the FedEx Cup playoffs, final day of the Tour Championship.
If you have ideas or recommendations for the PGA Tour's broadcast, social media platforms, or digital properties, the Tour is recruiting golf fans like you to join its fan council. Members test drive the latest innovations, co-create new products, and share valuable insights to enhance the experience of all fans. Most activities now come with a chance to receive one of 3 $100 digital gift cards. So to become a member, visit PGATourFanCouncil.com. Here at the par 4 5th tee balls away, our leader Dustin Johnson, who's 20 under, tugged it left. It hit some tree limbs, but landed in the rough, sitting down, but no tree issues. Xander Schauffele, nice tee shot down the middle of the fairway. He'll have about 113 yards in.
Well, the good news for Dustin Johnson, even though he pulled, he's kind of in a similar area except further down than we saw Justin Thomas moments ago, and he's got a hole location that's deep enough in the green that he can land this ball short, let it release. He's only got 106 yards. That's where that tremendous length comes into play. He'll have just a wedge in it there, just a 60-degree wedge probably. Out to Doug Bell.
All right, Mark, out here at the par 5-6, the uphill par 5, and Jon Rahm finds the fairway coming off birdie. He's 13 under par, and Justin Thomas's tee shot wound up in the left-hand rough. We're going to go check the lie. Even from that left side in the rough, you can get it up near the green, so we'll have to go check the lie.
Well, trying to look for the silver lining for Justin Thomas. He missed it left on the last hole, and he had green to work with. Here on 6 today, the hole is in the very back of the green, 32 paces deep on the back right side on a hole that's 37 yards deep of green. So if he has any kind of a lie, he may be able to run it up in that green, Doug. Bill, out to you.
And Xander Schauffele now taking a couple of practice swings. He's got a second shot here at the par 4 5th. It's 113 yards. Hole on this Monday. 21 up and 5 from the right. And now Xander has decided, I'm going to go over and get a little towel here. It is about 86 degrees for a high today. The humidity has actually gone down the last few days. It's supposed to return in the Atlanta area in a few days, but I would say for this time of year in this part of the country, the weather we've had this week has been very, very nice. All right, hands are dry, and he stands over the golf ball again. Schauffele, second shot, 113 yards here at the par 5 4th, trailing DJ by 4. Contact. That's going to be a pretty good looking shot. Lands in the front of the green. Oh, and just sticks. That did not bounce forward. Won't be happy with that. He's outside 25 feet. That'll be a long birdie try. DJ always quick to go. 106 yards, left rough. Good angle, as Mark McCumber just said. DJ gets this up into the air. This is going to get on the front of the green and take a big bounce and run up the slope. This is another dandy by DJ. Inside 10. That's sliding up to the flag, and boy, he's going to have another great look. DJ with a birdie try that's just shy of the flag here at number 5.
Wow, he really is in control. You know, there's an old saying I heard years ago from one of the older pros that I respected. He said the difference of a good player and a great player is their misses. Good players, great players have good misses. By missing in the left rough, and he had all the green to work with, and that shot ended up closer than his playing competitor, Schauffele, from the middle of the fairway. That was great by Dustin. Let's go to Mark Carnevale.
At the green at the par 5-6, Colin Morikawa, 52 feet for eagle, putting from the left center of the green to this back right hole location. This putt's going to work left to right the whole way. First part of this putt is uphill. Now it's downhill, out to the left. This needs to go. This needs to stretch, and that comes up short. And that's 7 or 8 feet short. So Morikawa misjudged that putt. He'll have 8 feet left for birdie to go to 14 under here at the 6th.
We will see if he can convert that birdie putt in 60 seconds.
Have you dreamt about going to the...
And if this drops, he'll get the 17 under par. DJ will have a 10-footer for birdie. Out to the right, climbing up the slope. Now turn left, turn some more, and goes by on the right. Nice run. That's inside 2 feet. He'll tap that in. Schauffele remains minus 16.
A good par on a difficult hole. He'll probably be disappointed, though, that wedge shot didn't get closer. Now, this is one of those, I think, pivotal points for Dustin Johnson to kind of stiff arm the rest of the field, Bill. If he can hold this, he goes back to the 5-shot lead he started with.
Yeah, this is a 10-footer. And looks to be left edge of the cup. Putting through his shadow. Starts it on that left edge, turning right into the cup. Second birdie of the day for Dustin Johnson, and now to 21 under par.
I tell you, it looked rock solid. It went in with speed and confidence. Nothing wishy about that at all. He has the look that he had in Boston a couple weeks ago. He really does. He's had pressure put on him. He's had pressure by the guy he's playing with, Xander Schauffele. No flinching whatsoever. This is quite a display of golf we've seen over the last 5 weeks from Dustin Johnson. And that might be why he is number 1 in the world, number 1 in the FedEx Cup standings, and number 1 on the leaderboard here at the Tour Championship. Mark Carnevale, out to you.
At the par 5-6 from 222. Second shot on the way for Jon Rahm here. This ball lands in the middle of the green and chases back to the right. Oh, this is a great shot. That's going to be behind the hole there. That'll be inside 15 feet for Jon Rahm. Looking for eagle here at the 6th. That would get him to 15 under par.
Boy, Jon Rahm is a tough competitor. He did not let that trip up a few holes ago with a double bogey bother him. He came roaring back with a birdie on the 5th hole. Now, if he can make eagle, he's going to jump up into a 4th place by himself. Jon Rahm needs to do something really special. I mentioned after the double, he's going to have to play 8 under par on the remaining holes. Doug?
Well, Mark, Justin Thomas chose to lay up here at the par 5 with his second shot. Remember, he drove in the left-hand rough and got a terrible bounce into that fairway bunker that sits 85 yards back from the green. I haven't seen anybody in that fairway bunker on that right side all week. And he goes down and disappears. That is a very deep bunker. And now his third play up into the air, out of that bunker. And that is going to land in the back of the green and then spin back off the collar, and that's a good play. He's on the upper shelf. He's just a little past where Jon Rahm is, so it'll be a birdie try coming up for Justin Thomas. That was an excellent third shot.
It was an excellent third shot, and he's going to be happy to have that birdie try from where he was playing his third shot. Tough place to be. We'll get back to that par 5, number 6, in 60 seconds. Par 5 from the right edge of the tee. If he can find the fairway here, he takes a mighty swing. He goes for the tee quickly. It's down the right side. Will it hold the fairway? No, it does. Just catch the first cut of rough. That's going to be just fine by Dustin Johnson. Technically, it'll be a missed fairway, but he has no problem from there.
Well, a lot of the chase pack doing what they need to do early in the day, but DJ is as well. Dustin Johnson 2 under through 5. That birdie at the 5th hole, 2 in his last 3. So 5-shot lead to start the day. It's still a 5-shot lead as he plays that par 5.
Now Xander Schauffele on the tee here on number 6, teeing off in the middle of the teeing ground. Takes that long first waggle, another look, re-gripping with his fingers for the second time. Good swing he's taking right down the left side of the fairway. It needs to cut, though, or it's going to find the left rough. Takes a big bounce. It goes across the gallery ropes. Even if there's no galleries, he is out of position here on the par 5-6.
Great opportunity at that par 5, though, and certainly one for Jon Rahm coming up there, Mark Carnevale.
Yeah, this would be huge. 15 feet downhill. Most of this putt is going to work from right to left as it gets to the hole. I think there's a chance the ball could straighten up or even go right. This for an eagle for Jon Rahm. Ball down the slope, holds the finish. Ball working up to the cup and drops. A big fist pump for Jon Rahm. How about that for a bounce back? Birdie at 5, now an eagle here at 6. Rahm jumps to 15 under par.
I'll tell you what, I'm not surprised. That's the character that this guy has. You know, it's not just physical ability of hitting golf shots. Can you dig deep when things get tough? He's really good at that. I'm telling you, double bogey, birdie, eagle. How quick did he recover? That actually puts him back in the picture.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of the Tour Championship, the final event of the FedEx Cup playoffs, from historic East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta, Georgia. And as we do at the top and bottom of every hour in our live play-by-play coverage, time now for a leaderboard update presented by Titleist.
Once again, it's a leaderboard full of players trusting Titleist, with 70% of the field relying on the speed, precision, and consistency of the Pro V1 and Pro V1X. Titleist, the #1 ball in golf. Dustin Johnson atop the leaderboard, 2 under through 5, 21 under. Still a 5-shot lead over Xander Schauffele. Justin Thomas tied for second, but chance at 6 for Justin Thomas to make up a little ground, Doug Bell.
Justin Thomas lines up this birdie try here at the par 5-6 from 12 feet along the same path as Jon Rahm. Shadow behind him, and this is a big putt. You need a birdie here. The stroke sends it up at the hole, rolling, and it goes down for Justin Thomas. That's his 4th birdie in 6 holes, and he walks off this green at 17 under par.
Well, his putter's hot again today, so Justin Thomas solo second, 17 under, 4 back at Dustin Johnson. Now Xander Schauffele in the final pair with DJ, 16 under, 5 back. That solo third, Jon Rahm. Birdie at 5 and the eagle landing at 6, so he's back in the mix. 15 under, solo 4th. Collin Morikawa is 2 under for the round. He's 14 under par, solo 5th. Rookie Scotty Scheffler having a great week and finishing off a great season. 3 under through 7 for him, -12 now for the week. Tyrrell Hatton, Daniel Berger are -11, and Webb Simpson having a good day, 3 under at the turn. He's now -10.
Another player having a good day through 12 holes is Patrick Reed. He's 3 under par for the day. He's climbed up to 9 under par, and that's a tie for 10th, along with Rory McIlroy, who is 1 under par through 8 holes. And Sung J M, remember him? What a great rookie year he had last year, Rookie of the Year. He is +1. He was playing with Dustin Johnson yesterday, had a poor 3rd round. Well, he's not having the kind of day he wants in the final round. +1 through 7, 9 under par in that 3-way tie for 10th.
Let's head out to Doug Bell.
The path to the PGA Tour crowned its newest champion in Central Illinois yesterday as 29-year-old Australian Brett Druitt claimed his first Korn Ferry Tour title in his 116th start, winning the Lincoln Land Championship presented by LRS at Panther Peak Country Club in Springfield. Druitt edged 3 players by a single stroke, and play resumes Thursday with the Evans Scholars Invitational just outside Chicago.
And Dustin Johnson with the lead still in great shape off the tee at the par 5-6. Way left, though, for Xander Schauffele. Can he even get this there, do you think, Mark Carnevale? Mark McCumber?
Well, he's got 247 yards.
He's left of the tower is fine all day.
Yeah,
I can see the edge of the bunker. Do you think you can turn it that much out of that line? I think I need to try. I think it's worth the risk. Because that wind is out of the left, if anything. It's just quick, it just needs a kind of quick, low turn, you know what I mean? Yeah. I don't care if it barely gets over this one bunker. For sure. I like that.
Boy, it was fun to listen into there. The question is asking, can I turn it enough from right to left out of this lie? And that's going to be the challenge with a left to right wind.
And there is a tree right in front of him, about 15, 20 yards or so. You have to keep it under that and maybe chase something up, if not on, but close, as Schauffele stands in from the primary rough. Hit it low, and again, one of those lies in the rough that it just doesn't come out, and that kind of stayed low and trickles into the right-hand bunker short. So the rough at East Lake gets another player, Mark.
Yeah, one comment he made was so insightful. We got to give it a try. That's what happens when you're 4 and 5 and 6 shots behind. And that's the bunker that he thought he could carry, and he didn't carry it.
It's still about 110 yards out off the fairway, Bill.
All right, Dustin Johnson waited for all that and always quick to play. 228 from the first cut, right side of the fairway. His second here at the par 5-6th. Waiting for this ball to land. And it's in the back rough over the green. So may have caught a little flyer there. DJ sailing it over the green. Not a lot of green to work with for this next shot coming up. So we'll see if he can make an up and down birdie.
Well, actually, it was a great second shot for line, Bill. It just hit hard, like you said, and got over the green. Depending on the lie, it shouldn't be extra hard, but he's got to be careful with this. And I'm guarantee you what, he does not want this hole to get by, again, without a birdie here.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say par comes into play for DJ at the par 5, and that would be, an advantage for those trying to make up some ground. John Rahm just eagled that par 5 2 there today. Now Justin Thomas coming off birdie, so Dustin Johnson is going to have to get up and down for what would be a third one of the day. 7 now, Colin Morikawa playing in. He's at 14 under par, 2 under on the round today. Ball in the air, hits the front side of the green, and that's a front